Dear students, today we are just revising the chapters. So we start from the sixth chapter, that is the early Vedic period. So here, first one is fill in the blanks, no? Fill in the blanks. The original home of the Aryans was Central Asia, right? The original home of the Aryans was Central Asia. And the main source of information about the Aryans are, so please, Vedas. See, dear students, you just go through the answers once again and you just check you got all the answers or not. If it is not, please let me know. Please just go through. Don't wait for the last moment. So if you are just waiting for the last moment, okay, it will be difficult for you as well as me. So please now itself make sure that you are having all the answers with you. Okay, you have got all the answers and okay, start learning. Not only, okay, the questions may not be not only from the exercises, you study the book. Okay, from the book, yeah, questions will be there, just like you see the timeline. Need to learn, that is sure, no? You need to learn this timeline you need to learn. Okay, and some of the important fill in the blanks, answer the following, the reason, give the reasons. So all these things you need to learn. Okay, so just go through those things. Now fill in the blanks. Second one, the main source of the information about the Aryans are Vedas. The main source of the information about the Aryans are the Vedas. Third one, the Rig Veda is the oldest of the Vedas. Rig Veda, the dash it is given. So the Rig Veda is the oldest of the Vedas, and you can see. The fourth one, the village headman was called what was he called? The village headman was called as the Gramini. So the Gramini, can just write down, no? The village. So I have given to you all the answers in the form of PDF. So please just check without making mistakes. Spelling mistake, please you write. Okay, so very important to write without a spelling mistake even. Fifth, the king was assisted by a Senani in warfare. The king was assisted by dash it is given, so you will be writing Senani. The king was assisted by a Senani in warfare. Then sixth one, Tash was the founder of the tradition of Vastu Shastra. Who? Maya Danava. Okay, so that is what you have written now. Maya Danava was the founder of the tradition of Vastu Shastra. Now march the following. God of death is the god of death. It is given that the god of death. God of death is D, that is the Yama. Goddess of dawn, there is C, Usha. Upholder of cosmic order, B. Upholder of cosmic order, B, there is a Varuna. And god of fire, A, there is Agni. And god of rain, C. No, god of rain, C, that is Usha. So just check the answers are right or not. Now, the four Varnas or divisions in a society. It is very clearly mentioned in page number 77, where the four Varnas, you know that the Brahmins, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. Brahmins, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudras. These were the four Varnas. And you can see, you need to just mention those things only, four Varnas. Now, second one, there is 5 elements worshipped during the Vedic age. Earth, fire, of course, earth, fire, water, air and sky, right? Earth, fire, water, air and sky. Two occupations of the people. Main two occupations of the people were cattle rearing and agriculture. Cattle rearing and agriculture. These were the two occupations of the people. Cattle rearing as well as agriculture. Two tribal assemblies that checked the power of the Rajan. Which were the two tribal assemblies that checked the power of the Rajan. Those things were Sabha and Samadhi. These were the two assemblies that checked the power of the Rajan. These were Sabha and Samadhi. And two metals used during this age, copper and bronze. These were the two metals used during this age. Now answer the following questions. When was the Rig Veda composed? And how many slokas does it contain? When was Rig Veda composed? How many slokas does it contain? So these questions, page number 75, no? Still in this page number 75. How many slokas it is contained? The Rig Veda is the oldest among all the Vedic literature, and it was composed around 1500 BC. And it consists of how many slokas? 1028 slokas, and actually which are divided into 10 books. Okay, how many slokas it is having? 1028 slokas it is having, and it was divided, which are actually it is divided into 10 books. Okay, Rig Veda is the oldest. Rig Veda is the oldest among the Vedic literature. So please keep in your mind. So it is given on page number 75 itself. And what role did Rajan play in Janapada? What role did Rajan play in Janapada? Janapada, Rajan. What is the play? Okay. So you have the answer, no? That is each tribe had a chieftain that is called as Rajan, and he was chosen for his wisdom and courage. And what was his duty? His chief function was to protect the tribe from external attacks and maintain law and order. The chief function of Rajan was to protect the tribe from the external attacks and maintain law and order. And for his service, the people made voluntary contributions of gifts. Rajan could be removed from power if he was inefficient or cruel. So Rajan was removed. Rajan could be removed from power if he was inefficient or cruel. And he was helped by a number of officials in the work of administration. Actually, he was helped by a number of, so he was assisted. He was getting assistance from different officials in the work of administration. So please keep in mind these things. And then what is the difference between Jana and Janapada? What is the difference between Jana and Janapada? See, the Aryans gave up their nomadic life and settled down into many tribes known as Jana. So the tribes, they are the Aryans who have settled down into many tribes. They are known as the Janas. And the land where they settled down, so the tribe which is settled down, that is known as Jana, and the land where they settled down is known as Janapada. So the land where they settled down is known as Janapada. So the Aryans gave up actually their nomadic life, and they were forming a tribe that is known as Janas, and where they settled down is known as the Janapada. Okay. Now, where yajnas performed in the early Vedic period? What is the meaning of words Veda and Shruti? Veda means, what is the meaning of Vedas? What is the actual meaning of Vedas? Vedas means knowledge. Vedas means knowledge only. And Shruti means that which is heard. Shruti means that which is heard. Okay. Why were yajnas performed in the early Vedic period? Let's say why the yajnas? Why they were just performing the yajnas? Okay. Why they were performing the yajnas the Vedic period? You see here we have got to get earthly happiness and success in battle. So that is for that purpose only, mainly they were just performing these yajnas, right? To get earthly happiness and success in a battle. So that was the main reason for conducting or performing the yajnas. The whole family took part in such simple yajnas, and wherein they offered what they were offering? Ghee, milk, and grain to the gods. Fire held a special place of esteem in the religion. So that also you keep in mind. How did the Aryans amuse themselves? So their amusement is there, no? Also that is also there. The Aryans were fond of outdoor life, music, dancing, chariot racing, hunting, gambling, and the game of dice were their favorite pastimes, and flute and drums were used for music. So they were also Aryans were actually fond of music. Hmm? See, dancing, chariot racing, hunting, gambling, and okay, game of dice. All these things were there. Some of the way of amusement. So next one, what was the position? What was the position of women during the early Vedic period? That's the position of the women. So women also had a very great position. You see, that's what it is written here. Women were held great positions in the society. You see, women were held. That's what it is written. Women were held in respect, and they participated in yajnas along with their husbands. So there was no difference between women and men. So they were able to participate even for the yajnas when it was performed. You see, many learned women attended the assemblies. No, many learned women, they were just attending the assemblies, and also they also participated in debates, and they also composed different hymns. Hymns in the sense the songs, no? They have what we can say, written so many hymns and tones like that. No, many learned women attended the assemblies, and also they participated in debates, and they composed hymns, and also they also enjoyed the right to choose their husbands. They were given the freedom to they were given the freedom to choose their husbands in a special ceremony called Swayamvara. Swayamvara was a ceremony where they used to find out they were choosing their husbands. So there was no child marriage, and widows were allowed to remarry. So this is a very golden time of the women. We can say that. No, they were not ill-treated. They were given all the respects. So they were given good position in the society itself. So they were given the respect. So that was one of the important things you need to keep in your mind about the early Vedic period. Now, what did the people cultivate in their fields? What did they? That is the grains, all these things. No, they were cultivating. What was their cultivation? So, what was their cultivation? There were no grains, all these things they were no cultivating, no? Okay, agriculture was their main occupation, we can say at that time also. Look at the picture and answer the following questions. So, photo study questions. This also you just keep in your mind that photo study questions also. Identify the event taking place, yajnas or sacrifice. That is what taking place, no? Identify the event taking place, yajnas or sacrifice. Who is performing it? A priest or Brahmin? Who is that person? Is a priest or a Brahmin is performing this. What we can see? Yajnas. And what do you think? What was the purpose of this event? To obtain cattle, wealth, and victory in battle. To obtain cattle, wealth, and victory in battle. This was the main reason for conducting these yajnas. We move to the next chapter, exercise, the later Vedic period. The early Vedic period is over now. We move to the later Vedic period. So, first one, as earlier, keep in your mind that need to study the timeline. Okay, keep in mind. Fill in the blanks. The first one will be see the task system of education prevailed in the later Vedic age. The dash system of education. What you will write? The Gurukul system of education prevailed in the later Vedic age. Gurukul. So you will be writing the Gurukul system of education. So next one, second. Dash lived in the house of gurus, students. The students lived in the house of the guru. The third one, silver and dash coins were used in the later Vedic period. Silver and iron coins, no? Silver and iron coins were used in the later Vedic period. Silver and iron coins were used in the later Vedic period. Then fourth one, dash contains spells, charms to ward off danger. Fourth one, Atharva Veda contains spells, charms to ward off danger. Atharva Veda. And fifth one, Dash or Brahma was a supreme god. So you will be writing Prajapati. Prajapati or Brahma was the supreme god. Prajapati or Brahma was the supreme god. You can just write down. Okay, next one. Match the following. Ashwamedha. So what you will be writing there? First one. Ashwamedha will be C, right? Horse sacrifice. And Senani. Senani will be C. Sorry. Ashwamedha is C, that is horse sacrifice. Senani is E, that is occupied a prestigious place in the court. That is what? Senani. Then Samrat. Samrat will be A, king. Right? Samrat will be king. And Sangrihitri, that is B, can go for B, that is Sangrihitri, that will be, you can just go for B, that is tax, no? Tax collector. Tax collector, Sangrihitri, that is tax collector. And then fifth one, Sannyasa Asrama. Sannyasa Asrama will be D, right? Renunciation. Sannyasa means it's a complete sacrifice only. Renunciation. Completely, we are just giving up what all things we are having. Just giving up. Renunciation. Complete renunciation. That is what known as the Sannyasa Asrama. That is meant. Now, we are just going to see about name the following three gods of later Vedic period. Brahma, Vishnu, then Shiva. Three gods. Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva. Okay. The major four Mahajanavadas. Vatsa, Avanti, Magadha and Kosala. No? Vatsa, Avanti, Magadha and Kosala. Three centers of learning in the later Vedic period. Everything is in a three. So, which are the next one? The three centers of learning in the later Vedic period. Takshila, Kashi, Ujjain. So, you can see that Takshila, Kashi and Ujjain, these were the three main centers of later Vedic period. And four asramas or stages of life in the Vedic society. Four asramas. Which were the four asramas in the later Vedic period? That is Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha and Sannyasa. Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha and Sannyasa. These were the four asramas. Now we move to these. Okay, I think this understood, no? Four asramas also is clear for you. We move to answer the following question. Which area was covered by the Gurus in the later Vedic age? What did they call it? Which area was covered by the Gurus, no? Gurus in the later Vedic age. What did they call it? Page number 83, it is very clearly mentioned, no? Okay, so you can see the Gurus occupied the region around Delhi and they called it as Kurukshetra. And Hastinapur was their capital. The Gurus who combined with the Panchalas who ruled over the region of Bareilly, you see that Badaun and Farrukhabad, to establish their authority over Delhi and the Doab region. So this part is very clear for you and I think you might have understood this part. Huh? Okay, now we move to where was the battle between the Kauravas and the Pandavas fought. Where it was fought? At Kurukshetra, right? Kurukshetra, this war was fought. What role did Raj Purohita play in the later Vedic period? Raj Purohita, what was the role of Raj Purohita in the later Vedic period? What was the role? The Raj Purohita, you can see the Raj Purohita performed to the elaborate rituals, and he gave the advice. No, Raj Purohita performed the elaborate rituals and he gave the advice. Okay, so that was the main function of Raj Purohita. So he was with the king and he used to give advices to the king. It was the main